Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Kurhak Dash. All praises, honor, and glory, love, respect, faith, and power, and trust, and all credit to my Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and my Heavenly Big Brother, Yahweh Shah. Thank you so much for what you've done, what you're doing, and what you're going to do. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of GMS, Great Millstone, who I learned from, and all the men scattered all over the world, teaching His truth, and none but the truth, in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh by Shema Shah. Trying to put a spiritual bug in you Hebrew Israelites' ears, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and you speckled birds. And what is a speckled bird? That'd be a Hebrew Israelite that look like some of the heathen nations, like, for example, a Hebrew Israelite that look like a so-called white person or so-called Chinese person, etc., etc. Got some videos lined up about Esau, Amalek. I'm going to play these videos. I'm going to get into the scripture my best ability. Say whatever God say through the power, through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shema Shah, the Holy Spirit, the Kurhak Dash, Lord willing, be on me. Let's get it.
I think many people here, at one time or another, have probably seen Chris Hansen. They're well aware of what he does, catch a predator. He's done an amazing job of that for many years. And so when we talk about the individuals within this ideology that believe that they are above the law, this is one that is actually pretty satisfying. Now, what is going to happen to this individual, I'm not 100% certain. But we're going to set the stage for you before we play the clip. Now, this is coming from Blade, which is the primary LGBTQ publication in Washington, D.C. So, mind the language. Gay D.C. police lieutenant arrested on child porn charges. Matthew Mall once served as head of LGBT liaison unit. There you are. This is a man who did security for Satanyahu Milikowski. That's right. That's who this is. Got a good one here. DC police announced on April 14 that they have placed one of their lieutenants, Matthew Mall, on administrative leave and revoked his police powers after receiving info that he was arrested in Maryland one day earlier. Although the initial DC police announcement doesn't disclose the reason for the arrest, it refers to a statement by the Harford County, Maryland Sheriff's Office that discloses Mall has been charged with sexual solicitation of a minor and child porn solicitation. On Tuesday, the Harford County Sheriff's Office contacted MPD's Internal Affairs Division shortly after arresting the lieutenant. The allegations in this case are extremely disturbing and in direct contrast to the values of the Metropolitan Police Department. MPD's Internal Affairs Division will investigate violations of MPD policy once the criminal investigation concludes. MPD is not involved in the criminal investigation and was not aware of the investigation until yesterday. Mall served as an acting supervisor of the MPD's then Gay and Lesbian Liaison Unit in 2013 when he held the rank of sergeant. DC police officials placed him on administrative leave and suspended his police powers that same year while investigating an undisclosed allegation. So he's clearly got a rap sheet. A source familiar with an investigation said Mall was cleared of any wrongdoing a short time thereafter. Of course, once they know he's connected to Israel, that is pretty much all she wrote. NBC reports that Mall 47 has served on the police force for 23 years and most recently was assigned to the Department Special Operations Division. Records related to Mall's arrest filed in Harford's County District Court show Sheriff Department's investigators state in charging documents that he allegedly committed the offenses of sexual solicitation of a minor and child porn solicitation on Monday, April 13, one day before he was arrested. The court records show that he was held without bond during his first appearance in court on April 14. A decision on whether he would be released while awaiting trial or continue to be held without bond was scheduled to be determined during that bond hearing on April 15. The outcome of that hearing could not be immediately determined. And so, how did this go down? Let's bring in Chris Hansen.
We're involved in security for the Israeli president, Netanyahu. Did you meet the Israeli leader?
I'm sorry, I'm not answering any questions so I can speak to an attorney.
You sent photos of your penis? Erect? You told the boy you ruined your shorts, meaning you ejaculated while you were talking to him. You asked for...
I said I walked away for a second. I had to get some stuff. I didn't hear all the video, but I didn't know it was a boy. But, yeah.
Explicit pictures of him.
God damn.
You say the age of...
And they say the black Hebrew Israelites are evil, dark. Look, you got a fucking cop. There's an Edomite cop that's that's somebody who served down Amalek and shit. Look at this nigga. Anyway.
Sent in Maryland is 16. This boy is 15.
God.
You knew this was illegal. And you had multiple chances to not commit this crime, but you did anyway. Which makes me wonder how many times you've gotten away with it before.
And that is the $64,000 question.
And that's how Esau rolls, man. And he's a fucking cop too. Damn.
We only have one
And how long this nigga been? It had been a mighty long time.
such incident that is on record that took place 13 years ago that we're aware of. Do you really think he hasn't done anything in the last 13 years, especially if he's protected by Satan Yahoo and the Israeli government? Who's to say that he's not on a plane already over to Tel Aviv?
Oh.
But that,
Yeah, he hanging out with Kevin Spacey. They always they hightail their ass on out of there. Once they get caught and busted, they go to the land of Israel. Shit. And they do more defiled. They go to the land just to do more defiled shit.
that is the game these guys play. He's so proud of himself, he sits there with his dark-tinted sunglasses on, like he's above reproach. But don't worry, scumbag. The whole world sees you for what you really are. An abuser, pet her ass.
And he's a homosexual. And a cop. An Edomite. He's a...
You have CSAM on your phone.
I'm sorry, I'm not answering any questions until I can speak to an attorney.
You talk about being busy in training. The boy says his parents will be out of town at a work conference. How long was your drive over here today from?
That nigga try to hold those tears back. He's like, please don't shed tears. Please don't shed a tear.
Your home in Maryland.
I'm sorry, I'm not answering any questions until I speak to an attorney.
You talked about taking him out after getting to know him for cheesesteaks. And if it goes well, you say you'll meet the monster at the end of the happy trail. Just tell.
I don't know what the hell. That sound like a bad ending.
The type of language that some of these men use, whether with girls or boys, it doesn't matter. It's all the same.
That sound like a bad ending. Like they gonna find this who he expecting it would be a teenager he's talking to. But shit, the happy ending could be a monster. Was it that monster you was talking about? Probably gonna kill his ass.
It's pretty perverted and sick how they describe their fantasies.
I mean, that's Esau, bro. Shit.
And
All right, I'm gonna stop right there, man. I got so many other videos I gotta get into, but if you don't watch the rest of it, they go to the title of it, they go to the channel. Let's get to the next one. Shit.
I'm Blake Tillery.
I don't even know what this is gonna be about because I'm looking at the thumbnail and I'm just like, I don't know.
I learned early on that all Republicans aren't conservative. When I helped Republicans get elected locally.
Power plus impunity leads to abuse, and abuse unchecked almost always becomes sexual abuse. This is true throughout history, it's true throughout the world, and it's certainly been true in Israel over the last 2.5 years. And although sexual violence by the Israelis in detention centers is reported in the West, there remains one crime that is taboo for Western media: the Israelis' use of
Yep, a dog. Yep. And anytime about sexual abuse, then the dog is in the thumbnail. What? Yeah.
dogs to rape Palestinian inmates. I spoke to a remarkable woman. Her name is Maha Husseini. Maha has been in Gaza since day one of the genocide, and she's been displaced 8 times. She spoke to us from Gaza City. Your organisation, Euromed Human Rights Monitor, has produced this extraordinary report, Another Genocide Behind Walls, which looks particularly at the use of sexual torture in Israeli detention centres. Can you summarise for us very briefly what that report says?
Yeah, this report is actually the outcome of work we've been doing since the beginning of the genocide. Overall, we documented at least 7 forms of sexual violence practiced against Palestinians in Israeli places of detention, including rape, actual cases of rape, threats of rape, forced nudity, assaults on genitals, verbal and physical harassment, and coerced exposure to rape, where the Israeli, of course, officers and soldiers actually...
Now, you know they got kids locked up, or children locked up, and of course women. So, man, you know what they gonna do to the women. But what they doing to the children? Yeah.
force Palestinians to witness the rape of other inmates or other detainees. Of course, the majority of these testimonies actually belong to men other than women, and this does not mean that...
And children, because they ain't mentioning what the children be locked up or what they do to them.
Women did not actually, or were not subjected to sexual violence as much as men, but...
Really? Yeah, right.
because we are speaking about a conservative society where women actually don't feel very comfortable speaking about being subjected to sexual violence. Many men described being raped.
And I know some men ain't really that comfortable because you taking a man's manhood. You violated another man. The holy divine people that claim they're the people in the Bible has violate. Even I don't give a fuck if they're heathen. You don't do that fucking shit. You don't fucking rape my slaves, nigga. These niggers are fucking. They're dumb. If you support these small hat niggers, goodness fucking gracious, you need to die, nigga. You need to fucking die. You need to die painfully. You need to die painfully.
Several times.
Goodness fucking gracious. These people are not the people. They're a bunch of fucking Edomite niggers. Devils.
Over the course of several days.
One thing that leaps out of your report is the use of dogs to rape male detainees. There's other evidence around this now as well. How solid and widespread is the evidence for that particular?
They keep talking about this over and over again. Damn. And guess what? They keep doing this shit.
Crime now.
Yes, actually, this is not the first time that we documented cases of dogs abusing, or trained dogs actually abusing or raping Palestinian detainees inside Israeli jails. In this report particularly, we documented several cases. I will just read one of the shocking.
Then we heard, I think this probably, she might gonna be reading the one we've been hearing about a lot of. But it's like that one person, they ain't the only account. Shit. These niggers are not the people, bruh.
Cases that we documented. One detainee told us that he was detained, of course, in Sdeti Man, and this is where.
And they like, goodness fucking gracious, I hate these niggers so goddamn much. Fuck you, Amalek. You fucking nigger.
Most of the.
Oh, fucking hate speech. Look what your people are fucking doing. Look what your motherfucking people doing, nigger. Goodness gracious, these niggas need to come to an end. This shit need to come to an end.
Violations occur. He said that they took a group of detainees and me to the corridor between the sections and forced us to strip completely naked. The soldiers brought in several dogs. One of them urinated on me. One of the dogs then raped me, penetrated my anus.
Oh my goodness fucking gracious.
In a trained manner when I was being beaten. This continued for several minutes. I felt profoundly humiliated and violated.
The one time I heard the story where he felt the thing, they felt the dog ding-a-ling, didn't get penetrated, but he felt it on his hip. Shit, but this joker got penetrated.
Of course, men, we
you know that dude gonna be like, hey, please kill me. Please fucking kill me. I don't deserve. Hey, man, that's some wild shit. Be like, please kill. Hey, he got to die, and then that dog got to die, and the people who all for it, you niggas need to die for sure. That fucks up the mind of a man. That's one way to really fuck up a man's mind. Goodness gracious. Hey.
We met said that after they were raped by the soldiers, they also were raped by dogs in the very same day.
And oh yeah, if you have a problem with, if you got a problem with these niggas doing what they do, they'll protest against you. Say they have the right to rape. They'll even have the dog out there picketing, got a sign attached to him saying, the dog say, I got the right to rape. You know, they giving the rights to the dog to rape the Palestinians or fucking anybody. Shit. Goodness fucking gracious, bro. And you wonder how the hell they train a dog to rape people. What the fuck did they do to the dog? How did they get him to be trained to rape people? What the fuck were they doing to that damn dog to train their ass to do that shit? What the fuck? Yeah.
And this is something that also confirms that this is a systematic policy. Because
these niggas need to be put to death. Goddamn right I say that fucking shit.
Army trains dogs on raping humans unless this is something that is accepted by the highest rank in the authority.
These are almost unimaginably horrific accounts, aren't they, Maha? But thank you very much.
Yeah, time to wrap that up. They like, goddamn it, Amalek, y'all niggas are some sick niggas.
Joining us.
Or Esau shit.
And keep
Thank
safe.
you, Richard.
I also spoke to a former
I be
Israeli.
damn a motherfucker say, oh, you're the hate speech, that's death threats, that. Nah, nigga, look at your fucking people, nigga. You should be ashamed of yourself, nigga.
Army intelligence officer who has done the work that Western journalists have not, and brought together and collated all of the evidence about the Israelis' use of dogs to rape Palestinian inmates. His name is Shael Ben Ephraim, and he spoke to us from California, where he now lives.
Really started by accident well over a year ago.
Oh, I ain't gonna play no more of this, because I got more of the videos again, too. But you heard enough. You want to watch the rest of the video, they go to title, they go to channel. Let's move on to the next one.
If you think the genocide in Gaza has ended, if you think the current genocide, yes, I have no doubt that it is, in the West Bank and in southern Lebanon is taking place, this is a story that still doesn't have a conclusion, but I think we all know what really happened here.
This is a story of one family from Gaza, their terror and terrible loss, and their fight for answers. It's a mystery about much-loved relatives who've disappeared, and asks, is this policy, and how many others have vanished in Gaza? It's also the story of a single photograph. On the left of the picture is 41-year-old Huda al-Akkad. Sitting next to her is her 78-year-old mother Aisha. The two of them are in the back of an Israeli military vehicle. There's no
And I wonder what they got on their mind. They got them blindfolded, well, the old woman ain't blindfolded. And these niggas skinning and grinning. What they gonna do with them? You know what they gonna do with them. Rape them. And get sick and get the dog to rape them too.
Explanation from the Israeli military about why they're photographed like this.
What is there to say?
Yeah.
You have two petrified civilian women
And three faggots right there skinning and grinning. There's some demonic ass little niggers, rat niggers. They got something on their mind.
in some type of a tanker with three shit-eating grinned Zio scum.
Fucking Zio. I'm getting tired of this Zio shit. Stop. Get the Zio. Amalekites. Baby dick sucking Jewish faggot fuckers. I don't give a fuck if you're a good Amalekite or a bad one. Hey, they ain't no. I don't give a fuck. You're a fucking Amalekite, nigga.
Taking a picture to.
You're an Edomite. So you shit. You ain't shit.
Where almost undoubtedly they are taking these women to either violate them first and kill them after, or.
And yeah, I forgot about that part. Rape them and probably have the dog to rape them and then kill them afterwards, and probably eat them too. Yeah, these faggots will probably eat them.
Just kill them. This is from December of 2023, and they haven't been heard from since. You're looking at their killers right now. And I'm
sure killers, they murderers. Because there's a difference when it comes to killing. You got a righteous kill and you got a wicked kill. A wicked kill is a murder. A righteous kill is just straight up justice.
Sure, these three men can easily be identified. How hard could it be?
Yeah, it's kind of, well, they all look like rats.
But again,
I mean, this rat mustache and beard is it's not so thick like the one in the middle. This one ain't got none. Well, you could tell. Well, they all look like rats.
As we pointed out recently, protected class. At least that's
yeah, protected divine class.
How they see themselves.
Why they were detained, and very little detail about what happened to them afterwards. Their surviving family members are clinging to the hope that somehow their relatives are alive. They only discovered the picture recently, some 2 years after it was taken, and they urgently
God damn, seriously? Damn.
Want answers.
By God, I demand justice. Our whole family does. We hope they're alive and we can get them out. We want a medical body, anybody, the Red Cross, anyone to stand with us, go through all the procedures and find out which prison they're in.
We want justice and someone held accountable. We want to know what happened to them. Where are they? Have they been killed by the Israelis? Are they in Israeli prison somewhere? We want to know.
You don't consider them dead.
We've been looking into the photograph with a team of investigative lawyers from around the world. We've pieced together the events leading up to the disappearance of the women. We've interviewed witnesses and surviving family and examined satellite images. We've compiled open source intelligence and scrutinized the soldiers' social media posts. The Glan lawyers have been involved in several legal cases against Israel in recent years. Together, we're left with multiple worrying question marks about the women who disappeared.
This photograph, at the very least, illustrates that these two women were taken captive by the Israeli military in very degrading conditions.
As a human rights lawyer, it's one of the most worrying things that can happen when a state...
Man, shit, you bring your monkey ass and talk about this shit to them rats wearing small hats, they gonna blow your brains. Shit. I'll run you over with a bulldozer. I'll sick the rape dog on you.
Takes in people...
They don't give a fuck. These niggas are nasty, bro. They gotta be come to an end, bro. They gotta be stopped. Nasty niggers.
And makes them disappear.
Oh, hate speech. Oh, shut up. Shut that shit. Take that shit somewhere, nigga. With that punk ass shit.
When this is done systematically, it may amount to a crime against humanity.
The IDF told Sky News the incident was been referred for review. There is no anyway, fuck it.
You know not of what you speak, Mr. Flat Earth guy. Although if you think that the Earth is flat, then you're already half gone to begin with.
Now,
there is a difference between the two ideologies because one is actually a religion and the other is a genocidal, insane ideology that...
Wait a minute, what he said, there is absolutely no reason to pretend like Zionism is any... That's what I'm saying, then Judaism. And Judaism is garbage. Zionism is garbage. All these rats are garbage. They're not the real true people, bruh. And hell, if there are Edomites, Amalekites, then guess what? They're all enemies of the true children of Israel. And the enemies, of course, the enemies of Yahweh Shema Washah. They are the same thing. Yeah, they are the same thing. This is Puerto Rico. Hell, what the hell you talking about? He trying to soften up the blow. He just trying to say that there's some good Jewish people. Yeah, living a lie. There are some good Jewish people out there that are living a fucking lie. And they benefit off those lies. But then you got those bad ones, those Zionists. Nigga, they're all the same fucking people, no matter what.
Must be crushed.
Yeah, whatever. But let's not get it twisted, though. You do have some Israelites in the midst of these rats. That they look like one of these rats. But they ain't got the spirit of a fucking Edomite Amalekite, though. They got the spirit of a Hebrew Israelite.
Right.
And I mean, Esau is a Hebrew too. Amalek is a Hebrew too, just to mention that. And there are many other Hebrews, except for Japheth and Ham, or Japheth and Ham. Yeah, Japheth and Ham, the only ones that are not Hebrew.
To say anybody who's Jewish who's a Zionist needs to be removed. Hey, that's your prerogative. But to suggest that there are not good Jewish people...
Oh, here we go. It ain't about how good you are. It's about that bloodline, nigga. It ain't about how good a heathen is. Hell, because your ass can still get fucked up by the Lord. The Lord's look at you as just another devil. The Lord might have mercy on you. Maybe. If he wanted to show mercy. Hell, we can show mercy if we got the power to show mercy. But shit, we looking at that background, baby. Ain't nobody innocent, not even us. But anyway,
in this country,
says, I am Jew. I am not a Zionist. End of story. Shut up, nigga. You going to slavery, nigga. Yeah, you a Jewish? Shit. Yeah, if you Amalek, nigga, you going them chains, boy. Chling, nigga.
You're falling.
Trying to sound like it's chain. Oh, matter of fact, do I got some keys in my pocket? Nah. Trying to make the chain metal sound, but fuck it.
To the trap that Bolzarian is pushing out there.
Now, wait a minute. This is a trap that Bolzarian, what's his name? Dan Bolzarian? Man, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, shit, it's just like an Edomite. There's some good, decent Edomites, but you're still an Edomite regardless. Hell, what Malcolm X said about, them liberals. Years ago, he talking about, be careful putting your trust in them damn liberals. Them white liberals. They be the worst ones that get your ass fucked up. They try like, what does that she say? What does the scripture say? Never trust thy enemy. Yeah, Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thy enemy, for his iron rustles. I freaking hate this mouse. I had to put another mouse on here. The wireless mouse, because the wired mouse is acting up on me. I gotta check and see if it works still. Hey, it's doing some stupid stuff. I don't know what's going on. For like as iron rustles, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, Yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped it a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. Or here's another one. For a Edomite nigga or Edomite nigger bitch. Shit. Hey man, you take heed. Hell, take heed to your own people too. For you Israelites out there 2/3 niggas, take heed to them fuckers. Take heed to anybody. I try to take heed to anybody. I try to move in this world being humble and nice to people, but hey man, I fucking hate these motherfuckers. They don't deserve it. They don't know they deserve an ass kicking and death. Cause really, these people ain't shit. And I mean, I shouldn't say these things because you want to be safe with your words. But man, sometimes I just like, man, fuck that holding back shit. But I will hold back on certain things, but not on all. But Psalm chapter 55 verse 21, the words of his mouth are smoother than butter. And if it's just his words, the actions, they'll try to do good things. They'll try to be good to you. They'll try to give you something. Yeah, but war was in his heart. It might give you a daggone. These motherfuckers give you some cake full of poison, rat poison. Yep. His words are softer than oil, but yet were they drawn sword. So you don't know what's in people's minds, especially the Edomite, Amalek. You never know what's on their mind, man. You gotta take heed. And this nigga them, oh, the good ones and the bad ones. Oh, you must be one of them good ones, right? If you're an Edomite. Well, whatever. Let's get to the next one.
So we have some major news
here. That's the funny thing about they're the Zios. They try to separate the good Jews from the bad Jews. But what about the Israelites that's claiming to be the Hebrew Israelites? What about us? Nobody ain't saying anything about. They want to put all of us in one damn one category, one group. Shit. So you got some that's saying the right things. You got some that's not saying the right things. But we all Israelites. And guess what? A lot of us going to be persecuted. Shit.
Here coming out of the Times of Israel, and this is based off stuff that's being said at the highest levels of the Israeli military here. Look at this. Zamir said to warn cabinet that the IDF will collapse in on itself amid manpower shortage. Report says...
You know what? Let me get a scripture. I forgot about that. I was supposed to read something else. About the dog raping. First, the dog rape, the soldiers training dogs to rape people. And oh yeah, the cop, the Zio cop, he daggone, I wouldn't call him a Zio cop, I just call him an Amalekite cop. I don't know, he a Edomite nigga, defending not a Jew nigger. Anyway, his ass busted for child raping or child want to pop a little boy in the butt, that shit, and then oh yeah, them three faggots in the picture with those two women. Yeah, they even end up raping them women. I know that, and they killed their ass. Probably ate them too. Shit, probably chopped them up in pieces and fed them to the rape dog. Ain't no telling. Man, these motherfuckers, man, these niggers are monsters, bro. Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear fruit, the people mourn. And there's a whole lot of mourning because of these niggers. Esau even so-called white man, but he ain't white. He's red. He's a baby dick sucking Jewish fucking nigger, Amalek. Boy, I'm still pissed off about that damn video that they deleted off of YouTube. The one about the Southern Poverty Law Center funding KKK or white supremacist groups. They got rid of that video. I was talking about that and a whole bunch more, and they consider it hate. Well, fuck, it's the truth, nigga. Where I'm at. What else I got? I was gonna look up something else. I can't even think what was the next one. Damn. Well, alright, let me just go on to get to the next video. Goddamn hate speech. Actually, not the next video. Continue on with this video.
The IDF chief called for laws to enlist Haredim and extend military service, while Central Command had told ministers their policies in the West Bank are further taxing forces. So, one of the top officials in the IDF saying, look, we're done. This military is going to collapse if you don't extend the amount of time that it's mandatory service, but also start drafting the ultra-Orthodox. They are exempt in this moment from mandatory conscription laws. Everybody else in Israel has to abide by mandatory conscription laws. The ultra-Orthodox don't, for some religious reason. And the reason Netanyahu hasn't decided to conscript the ultra-Orthodox is because he needs their votes. They're part of the coalition. And so, but now if you don't do it, well, all of their plans of mass annihilation and extermination in a greater Israel are effectively going to collapse. So they're going
to be trying to draft all their little ultra-Orthodox rats to the battlefield. But are they really out there fighting anything or anyone? I'm guessing they are. Some people they ain't. Some people say they're not on certain missions, but whatever.
A bit of a catch-22 here, as well as the fact that the ultra-Orthodox, they're not fighters. They're not fighters. They're weak. They're soft as Charmin. But let me give you some more here. So they say Military Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Eyal Zamir reportedly warned the IDF is going to collapse in on itself during a security cabinet meeting this week as the Army deals with mounting operational demands and a deepening manpower shortage. I'm raising 10 red flags in front of you, Zamir told ministers according to a Channel 13 news report on Thursday. Right now the IDF needs a conscription law, a reserve duty law, and a law to extend mandatory service. He was quoted as saying, before long the IDF will not be ready for its routine missions and the reserve system will not last. So they can't even do their routine missions. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is why you don't wage a war on 7 fronts. This is why you don't do a genocide in Gaza as you do mission creep in the West Bank and try to steal all of that. And you try to take over all of South Lebanon and do a genocide there as well. And you are at war with Iran and you were bombing Yemen and the list goes on and on. Like, this is a problem. If you want to fight with every single person around you, this is a problem. And you're eventually going to run up to the limits of human power. And this is a classic failure historically of fighting on too many fronts. Overly expanded.
That's just like Rome. Ancient Rome spread it out too far. Their military was spread too thin. America, same way.
Ending yourself. And thankfully, it looks like there's going to be some consequences that are associated with that, and hopefully they come sooner, not later. So they say the reported comments sparked criticism from opposition figures who said the government was not attending to the country's security and called for more efforts to draft ultra-Orthodox men. A statement from the Prime Minister's office conversely attributed the blame to legal holdups in the passage of its legislation. Central Command Chief Major General Avi Bluth, who was also...
Yeah, it ain't enough Americans to fight their war. They gotta go and they're gonna get to know some more Americans. But shit.
So at the cabinet meeting, said the government's policies in the West Bank are placing a growing strain on the IDF's already stretched manpower, Channel 12 reported. So in other words, the IDF is theoretically in the West Bank to stop the mission creep of the illegal settlers who are stealing more and more Palestinian territories. That's theoretically why they're there, is to maintain order and control and stop the expansionist illegal settlers. In reality, the IDF is helping the illegal settlers kick more and more Palestinians out of their land, take over more territory, build more settlements. So functionally, they act in tandem with, hand in hand with, the illegal settlers who are basically terrorists who are doing land theft on a daily basis. But what they're saying here is, look, you have so many people there that, you know, what are we supposed to do on the other fronts of the war? We don't have enough people. We can't fucking keep this up. The other thing is, Hezbollah is genuinely extracting a toll from the IDF to the point where they've even attacked bases in northern Israel. So, of course, there, Israel is, you know, deep into Lebanon, up to the Litani River. They've basically stolen all of South Lebanon, or they're trying to steal all of South Lebanon. And Hezbollah has fought back successfully to the point where they've even breached into Israel and have attacked bases inside Israel, and some of those bases have been abandoned. So now, this is what happens when Israel is faced with a fighting force that has some power, that has some know-how and some ability.
Yeah, they in trouble now, because they was more occupied on fighting unarmed people with sticks and rocks, but now they met an adversary that's much mightier and greater than them, and they're like, and they got all the equipment, but they're getting their asses whooped. They don't have that spirit like that. They're a bunch of niggers, pussy ass niggers, really.
And now they're panicking. And now they're like, holy shit, this entire thing is going to fucking collapse. Okay. Bluth reportedly told ministers that over the past year, they approved the establishment of numerous settlements in the Jordan Valley and across the West Bank, developments that require increased security coverage. This is your policy, Bluth reportedly said. It requires security and a full protection package because the reality on the ground has completely changed, and that requires manpower. Ministers were also shown footage of settler violence incidents during the meetings, according to Channel 12. Attacks by extremist settlers have spiked during the ongoing war with Iran. This week, the Israeli Defense Forces diverted an infantry battalion that was intended to be deployed to Lebanon to the West Bank amid a spate of attacks by settlers against Palestinians. The military says even more troops may be needed to combat the attacks. Opposition leader Yair Lapid held a press conference after the Channel 13 report aired, blaming the government for sending the army into a multi-front war without a strategy, without sufficient resources, and with too few soldiers. I love this because there is no actual Israeli opposition. Because this guy Yair Lapid, he came out here and said, yeah, I also support a greater Israel, but we got to be tactical about it. We got to be strategic about it. We can't bite off more than we can chew. So the argument isn't, hey, stop doing genocides and stop doing illegal wars and stop doing land theft. The argument is, you need to be smarter about this. You need a better strategy. You need sufficient resources. So there is no Israeli left. Well, there is an Israeli left. It's like the 17 people who go out there and protest the war against Iran in Israel and they get arrested for it, okay? So, but I'm talking like, what, 5% of the population? It's very small. The left in Israel is significantly smaller than the left in the U.S., and the left in the U.S. is not massive.
All right, anyway, they want to draft some of them rats, so anyway, let's get to the next one.
Something disturbing is taking place at this U.S. university. Bodies donated for scientific research are being sold.
You see, they want to draft because a lot of people are dropping dead, especially those American soldiers. dying for the sake of Israel, Amalek.
To the U.S. Navy and ending up in the hands of Israeli military surgeons.
Damn. What the hell?
What popped up?
For IDF training.
And the donors had no idea this could be their fate. Neither did their loved ones.
I just got sick to my stomach. They have misled people.
I say shame on the schools. Shame on everyone who's involved.
Oh, shame on Amalek, too.
In this.
They're the ones involved in that shit. Esau Amalek.
I don't want to give my body to the IDF.
A long-standing exchange between the university.
Probably gonna go and rape that body. They probably gonna eat them motherfuckers. Probably gonna chop the body up and feed it to the dogs. Shit. And I said, I hate to be vulgar, but these niggas, this world is sick as fuck. These niggas will damn rape bodies, or have sex with dead bodies, or do some weird ass shit. Cause this is Esau, Amalek, bruh. These niggas are off the chain.
Of Southern California, the U.S. Navy, and Israeli military medics stayed largely hidden until a student investigation broke the story. The students revealed university contracts with the Navy to provide training for Israeli military medics in California.
They using the American soldiers' bodies for medical. I thought it was for some other else, but I know it'd be medical training. So they just butchered the shit out of your body like they just goddamn. Oh, and I'm pretty sure they already got the organs. They got some of the vital organs like some eyes, some kidneys, the heart, whatever hasn't been damaged. They already snatched them suckers up and out of the bodies.
USC is the only university in the U.S. that appears to have a contract with the IDF mentioned in it.
If you're a potential donor, you don't have any knowledge that your body could be used potentially for training by the Israeli military.
This is an army that is actively involved in genocide and ethnic cleansing. It's horrifying. These things shouldn't be normal.
For years, the University of Southern California, a private university in Los Angeles, has been selling dead bodies to the U.S. Navy for medical training. Some
I'm pretty sure they ain't the only ones, these damn colleges. They ain't the only one.
Are used in a specialized course run by the Navy.
I say the hospital's probably doing this shit too, especially dealing with people that ain't have no records like homeless people.
USC that brings Israeli military medics to Los Angeles 4 times a year to train on fresh tissue cadaver bodies. That means the donor died recently and their body is not chemically preserved. Available contracts for these sales date back.
Would they be slightly frozen?
Back to 2018.
I think I was actually trying to disprove my initial thoughts, like this can't be the IDF.
This USC-affiliated physician agreed to speak to me on the condition of anonymity because they fear retaliation. They stumbled upon the contracts in 2024, following the university's heavy-handed crackdown on students and faculty protesting the genocide in Gaza.
Every question that came up, I just looked into it, and every answer I found was more horrific than what I had imagined, and it violates every ethical lesson that I was ever taught.
Israeli military medics have been training with USC and the Navy since 2013 at the Navy Trauma Training Center here at the LA General Medical Center. And student journalists uncovered that in recent years, USC has sourced the majority of donor bodies from the University of California, San Diego, a public university.
What were some of the more alarming things that you found as you continue to research this?
The fact that they're using refused cadavers, they basically reanimate people pretty shortly after death. They reinfuse fluids mixed with dyed water. They put them on a pump to simulate a pulse again. They're making them look like they're alive again, basically.
Several trauma surgeons from across the U.S. confirmed to us that using perfused cadavers is not standard, especially because of the associated costs.
They definitely have simulated bodies that they can use.
Though little to no public information exists about the Israeli military course, a 2020 report written by USC and US Navy instructors offers a rare glimpse inside. It describes a 4-day combat trauma surgery skills course with trainees who are part of forward surgical teams from the Israeli military. That means they're deployed to operate on those wounded near the front lines. The report says that trainees treat simulated combat injuries, including gunshot wounds to the chest and leg and blast injuries to the face and torso. While it's unclear how exactly this training is applied today, there has been an increase in senior Israeli military doctors and surgeons embedding with units on the front lines in Gaza since October 2023. A U.S. Navy spokesperson confirmed to us that each Israeli military team in the Los Angeles training course includes 4 surgeons, 1 anesthesiologist, and 1 operating room nurse. And contracts show the course specifically uses perfused cadavers.
Regardless of whether we think it's gruesome to do that, right, to a dead body, the part that's even more disturbing, honestly, to me is, did the patient know?
Dr. Mohammed Raad is another USC-affiliated physician who found out about the course when student journalists broke the story.
And what was your reaction when you learned about this?
It's disturbing, right? We're approaching patients who donated their body with dignity and with respect. And by doing these procedures, coordinating with foreign armies, would they have agreed to that? Are we desecrating their bodies after death?
We reviewed the donor...
Pretty much, yes. What's that down there? The Rabbi Finkelstein? what he said when they doing their unholy rituals and shit, drinking the blood of children and shit, or eating the blood of children. They dispose the bodies and throw them in they own the meat processing plants that's connected with McDonald's and Wendy's and whoever, and they just throw it in the meat processing machine, the body into the meat processing machine, and they goddamn serve that motherfucker up in some hamburger buns. You know what I'm saying? Shit, with some lettuce, some cheese, and a pickle, and some tomatoes, and all that shit is genetically modified. Yeah. And yeah, you eating a human burger. Shit.
Agreements for both
That's how they dispose of the evidence.
USC and UC San Diego. Nowhere is there an explicit mention of possible use in training military medics. Notably, donors to both universities are not allowed to make requests about how their bodies will be used, and their families can't obtain that information. We also asked USC how injuries are simulated on the cadavers. They did not answer. A Navy spokesperson told us experienced trauma surgeons recreate complex injury patterns with surgical tools to deliver a high-fidelity, hyper-realistic training.
So they have purposely damaged the body, fucked the body up.
Environment.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dina.
These are the student journalists who exposed the program.
So this is where you did your investigation?
Yes, that all happens here.
They found that USC has generated over $1 million from contracts providing at least 89 cadavers to the U.S. Navy since 2018.
We can actually see all of the contracts that the Department of Defense has done related to cadavers with all organizations.
The students also identified what appears to be members of a specific Israeli military brigade, photographed near the Navy Trauma Training Center in Los Angeles.
We obtained a photo that had two people who we believe to be participants in the program at LA General.
They believe they're associated with the Israeli military's...
Look what they do. Look at these niggas. After raping the women and probably the men and the children, they go and wear their clothes. And they kill them too, but they looting their clothes, wearing their bra. Shit.
Believe they're associated
niggers.
With the Israeli military's elite Golani Brigade, a unit infamous for war crimes in Gaza.
It's a brigade that has themselves been implicated in the death and killing of paramedics in Gaza.
On March 23, 2025, soldiers from the Golani Brigade carried out a massacre of 15 Palestinian paramedics and emergency responders in Gaza. They buried them and their ambulances in a mass grave in an attempt to cover up the crime. The photo the students obtained appears to show people wearing clothing with a modified version of the Golani Brigade logo combined with a symbol of the Israeli Military Medical Corps.
Both of them on their hoodies had joint training on the back. The top two were Navy-related logos, and then the bottom one appears to be the Golani Brigade logo with a medical variation of the IDF superimposed on top of it.
Did you ask USC to confirm the presence of the Golani Brigade?
We did. We received a call back saying that they would not comment on...
Yeah, they're guilty. Anyway, if you want to watch the rest of the video, they go to the title of it, they go to the channel. Let's get on some more news about these rats.
Netanyahu stresses the need for more propaganda as Israel's Hasbara budget soars. In a fawning softball 60 Minutes interview released Sunday, Benjamin Netanyahu stressed the importance of winning the propaganda war on social media. This comes as Israel moves to quadruple its propaganda budget to $730 million a year. Netanyahu...
I mean, seriously, come on, bro. What is the divine holy people got to do? What is talking about leading to censorship, I guess? I don't know. That's what I'm guessing.
Attributes the reputational harm to Israel almost entirely to social media, which he calls
censorship. Right, the divine holy people are supposed to be protected by the Lord. What the fuck? What their image? The whole world will start to, hey man, appreciate having righteous rulers ruling the world, but not these niggas, because these ain't the true people anyway.
Calls the eighth front of the war, said Major Garrett, which apparently is a real name belonging to a real guy who works for 60 Minutes. This is yours, right? Asked Netanyahu, picking up Garrett's phone. You're not immune either, because you can penetrate this machine, you can penetrate this little instrument, and you can say about Major Garrett anything you want, and I can paint you as a monster, and if I say it often enough, enough people will believe it.
Of course. Shit, with enough spells and casting spells on these simple-minded people, yeah, they'll believe anything, dumbasses. And they'll believe this big-eared devil.
We have seen the deterioration of the support for Israel in the United States almost, I would say, it correlates almost 100% to the geometric rise of social media, said Netanyahu, adding, "We have several countries that basically manipulated social media, and they do it in a clever way. And that's..."
Oh, meanwhile, what about one group of people that claim to be divine? They manipulate everything. They control the media. What the fuck you talking about? You control all the media from the U.S. and certain parts around the world. And shit, and y'all may be the biggest mind manipulators or whatever the fuck you want to call yourselves. Shit, I mean, call y'all, not y'all selves calling yourselves. Anyway, let me get back to the video.
Something that has hurt us badly. Israel is besieged on the media front, on the propaganda front, and we've not done well on the propaganda war, the Prime Minister
Yeah, that shit sucks. Nobody falling for your bullshit.
lamented. Netanyahu has been repeatedly stressing the need for more aggressive propaganda manipulation as public opinion of Israel plummets worldwide.
Them niggas have done everything. They try to pay off social media influencers, streamers, actors, actresses, just anybody can possible to make it look like they're the rats wearing small hats are cool people. They're awesome. Even though they're raping men, women, and children, and training their dogs to do so too. God damn. How can you paint anyway.
Earlier this year, he told The Economist that, quote, "I'd like to do everything I can to fight the propaganda war waged against us," complaining that, quote, "We've been using..."
If you want to do that, all you gotta do is turn the electricity off and the internet out, and that's it. That's all you got to do.
Rivalry against F-35s because they've flooded the social networks with the fake bots and many other things. Despite having the entire...
This nigga talking about fake bots and all that shit. This nigga had a fake AI generated version of himself, because his ass was absent, because he was pissing out cancer. Something was wrong with his ass. Prostate. I think that he had pee. It's fucking up. He had a Lord hit his ass with some prostate cancer.
Western political media class bending over backwards to protect Israel's image, Netanyahu consistently frames his country's struggle for narrative control as a brave little David figure.
Using damn AI generated images. This nigga had like 10 fingers on his hand.
Standing up against the colossal Goliath of anti-Zionist social media users. Last year, the Israeli leader claimed that Israel is losing the propaganda war because, quote, "there are vast forces arrayed against us," denouncing, quote,
they're called righteous. They're the righteous forces, the forces of Yahweh Shemashah, his prophets, putting in work by exposing you niggers. But it's ultimately the Lord is exposing you devils.
the algorithms of the social network that are driving...
Yeah, man, these niggas got all these tools that they're exposing. They're still fucking losing. We're using what was given to them, like the internet, and we're using that shit against them. This shit's coming against them niggas. Yeah, and the Lord exposing you devils by using the same shit you try to use for your whatever the hell these niggas do. They use the internet for. Anyway, let me get to the next video. Oh, I didn't even realize I got 1, 2, 3, 4 more videos. Let's get to these, and then I guess that'd be it.
Well, President Trump says the ceasefire in Iran is on life support. Iran's terms for peace are totally unacceptable, he says, and he described it to a reporter as garbage today. Total garbage. Listen.
For the time being, the ceasefire remains in place.
Oh, well, you know, I just realized it's 11:44 on this recording. But all praise Yahweh Shemel Shah, the water Yahweh Shemel Shah.
Unbelievably weak. I would call it the weakest right now. After reading the piece of garbage they sent us, I didn't even finish reading it. They said, I'm not going to waste my time reading it. I would say it's one of the weakest right now. It's on life support. They understand these are all medical people. Dr. Oz, life support is not a good thing. Do you agree? Diagnostic. I would say the ceasefire is on massive life support, where the doctor walks in and says, sir, your loved one has approximately a 1% chance of living.
Okay, so he's laughing about it as if he holds all the cards here. That's the funny part, he doesn't. According to Iranian media, the problem here is that Washington's so-called peace proposal didn't look like a peace proposal at all. It looked like a surrender document, and Iran wasn't having it. Iran is holding all the cards here, so they went in the opposite direction. They want an end to U.S. sanctions, the release of frozen Iranian assets, the right to sell its oil freely to whomever they want, and they want control of the Strait of Hormuz, so that's a non-starter. So Trump threatened more war, and he's doing the bidding of Bibi. Netanyahu, of course, went on Larry Ellison's own 60 Minutes last night and essentially begged for more war, laying out exactly how he wants President Trump to carry this out. Watch.
How do you envision the highly enriched uranium will be removed from Iran?
You go in and you take it out.
With what? Special forces from Israel? Special forces from...
Well, probably with a nuclear bomb.
United States?
Well, I'm not going to talk about military means, but what President Trump has said to me, I want to go in there. And I think it can be done physically. That's not the problem. If you have an agreement and you go in and you take it out, why not? That's the best way.
What if there isn't an agreement? Can it be taken out by force?
Well, you're going to ask me these questions. I'm going to dodge them because I'm not going to talk about our military possibilities, plans, or anything of the kind.
And I'm just trying to get at how long is it going to take to achieve that aim?
I'm not going to give a timetable to it, but I'm going to say that's a terrifically important mission.
Yeah.
Okay. Notice I noticed the words you. You go in. You're an American.
Right.
Yeah. And then after that, shit, anyway.
We're going to talk about what our military does, meaning your military that I dictate. I hope you noticed those things because I certainly did.
Oh yeah, it's all about us. It's the United States. We're not in a position to do that. We want the United States to do that. He did say we are winning on about 7 different battlefields right now, but completely exposed.
Damn sure ain't winning this spiritual war or spiritual battlefield, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, you ain't winning this. Shit.
Exposed on the 8th battlefield, which is social media. So losing the propaganda war, and he's
they're losing that, but they definitely losing that spiritual war.
Says we need to fix this. Watch.
You've seen the deterioration of the support for Israel in the United States. Almost, I would say, it correlates almost 100% with the geometric rise of social media, and that by itself is not what caused it. And I don't believe in censoring them or anything. But I'll tell you what happened. We have several countries that basically manipulated social media, and they do it in a clever way. And that's something that has hurt us badly.
Is it your belief, Mr. Prime Minister, that nothing that Israel has done, tactically or strategically, has made no mistakes, either in Gaza or the West Bank, that have, in their own way, contributed to this negative impression of Israel, whether it's on social media or someplace else?
No, of course. Look, it's war.
Yeah, it's war for you to rape men, women, and children, and sick rape dogs on them, too. That's part of war, right? Anyway, but this is the Lord having having war with Amalek for generation to generation, and hopefully I'm pretty sure this is the last generation, because the Lord is making prophecy appear like, hey man, I can say, man, this is it. This got to be it. Amalek, Esau, Amalek, his shit is over. This garbage is over. It's almost over. I pray for mercy.
In war, armies sometimes miss, and civilians die. And these are mistakes. These are not...
Oh, no, nigga, there ain't no mistakes. You done that shit on purpose.
Deliberate things that happen.
It is deliberate, nigga. Just like that school where the little girls got blown up.
On the media front, on the propaganda front, and we've not done well on
And
that.
of course, I mean, both sides, they pumping out propaganda. They both damn heathens and devils. But the biggest devil, Amalek. Shit, big-eared Amalek. They the biggest devils of them all. Yeah.
Propaganda war.
So we need more propaganda.
Mistakenly disassembled all their food supplies, farms, factories, and infrastructure. Yeah. That was a mistake.
And it was also
a
just
war crime mistake.
It was just a mistake when our snipers intentionally would shoot children in the head. It was just a mistake.
Yeah, and blowing up, triple tapping. Not just single attack, but double attack. But what is that? Triple attack or triple tap? On missiles being launched on certain buildings, killing children, and
Do these things happen in the fog of war when you intentionally target surgeons inside of hospitals through windows as they're attending to people in the hospitals? That's just a mistake.
Yep.
Following medics and executing them. Oops. Sorry.
This right here is a whoops.
Oops.
Yeah, it's a total
Gaza. Whoops.
I hate when I do that on accident.
Like, damn, it's a fucking wasteland. It's like dust and rubble.
Stubbing my toe.
Anna Kasparian is the host and executive.
But hey, man, that's what happens. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked. When the wicked bear rule, the people more. And they're saying like they just this is justifiable what their actions are. Yep. Fuck it, niggers. get to the next video. If you want to watch the rest of it, they go to the title, they go to channel.
Spring, the unofficial new year for Tool people. A time
Israel can't help itself but cheat, which is why this year at Eurovision, things are going to be a bit different. Eurovision is the very famous and well-known song contest in Europe that Israel somehow shoved itself into, and what's been noticed over the past few years especially is that for some reason, Israel's receiving a massive, massive amount of votes, and I'm not just talking about, what's standard in these sort of competitions, but magnitudes more than any other country, to the point where it's so obvious it's cheating, and there's no other explanation for it, and Israel's own government,
So what the fuck is this? Spain popular vote in 2025 Eurovision Grand Finale. Of course, Ukraine be right behind Israel, because Ukraine is ran by a small hat nigga, or a rat wearing a small hat. But anyway.
Own foreign ministry is spending millions of dollars, no other government has been doing this, by the way, millions of dollars in order to push for advertisements in countries across the EU in order to vote for Israel. So here's a New York Times, the New York Times did an expose on this, and what you're looking at here is you're looking at all the votes for the 2025 Eurovision Song Contest, and what you'll see is the number
Song contest, and you damn sure ain't gonna find no salt in that damn, in them niggas. Shit, no. When I mean salt like flavor, shit.
The number one country with the most
talent.
This amount of votes received was Israel, and they received 47,570 votes. 47,570. The second most voted country was Ukraine. There's a lot of, camaraderie with Ukraine because of the Russia-Ukraine war, and Ukraine received 9,620. Okay? No other country.
God damn, how the fuck these rats get that much?
Country has received anywhere near as close as Israel, and they've been voting en masse. You're having people vote, 20 votes here per person, and basically just pushing people to vote as much as possible. Netanyahu himself actually made a Facebook post at the time telling people to vote as many times as possible. Straight up just telling them, vote as many times as possible, make sure to vote 20 times. And here's a photo of Netanyahu at, with some of the
What the fuck is that thing?
Eurovision contestants, and he actually made a Facebook post at the time saying vote 20 times, really just pushing and telling everybody vote as much as possible, which is fine. Countries want to support their Eurovision contestants, not like this though, and not just Netanyahu stating vote 20 times, but also then.
Let me see what kind of shit they got on Eurovision. I don't know. This is like a international talent thing going on. Oh, what the fuck? Look at this nigga. Look at this nigga. This is Eurovision. This is Eurovision. Is he? I know he an Edomite, but is this Amalek? Look at this nigga. Look at this nigga right here. That goodness gracious. What the fuck is this shit? That's Jeebus. That's Jeebus. Jeebus. That look like Jeebus. Jeebus is glittery. He's shining. Man, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? Eurovision almost didn't happen the year because of Israel's boycott.
Eurovision almost didn't happen this year because of Israel boycotts, and 2027 is dangling by a thread. A withdrawal of sponsorships and lost fees from nations sitting out over Israel's Netanyahu government put the contest on precarious financial footing. It remains on the precipice. The scene on stage at the Eurovision semifinals in Vienna this week has been the expected assemblage of cheesy love, Greece's Akilas tiger costumed ode to bling, Satoshi's rappy anthem to Moldova, Aloha, Audio, Vita Loca, and, yes, Israel's Noam Baton's French-Hebrew homage to his mythic Michelle. All three advanced to this weekend's final. Behind the scenes, though, a scramble has been intensifying to hold together a fragile coalition politically and tenuous competition financially. If the effort fails, this could be the last viable year of the 70-year-old mega institution that is Eurovision. The bold experiment in pop culture unity, and birthplace of ABBA and Celine Dion, could be no more. Sources familiar with Eurovision and the European Broadcasting Union that runs it say as a result of Israel's inclusion, corporate sponsors pulled out this year to the tune of significant double-digit revenue drops from 2025, while the lost licensing fees from the 5 boycotting countries, Eurovision broadcasters renegotiate their deal.
Yeah. The Boys creator. Why that tragic major character death Had to happen. They talking about that nigga named Frenchie. Kill that faggot. Man, get that fucking switch hitting motherfucker out of here. Get his faggot ass. I'm about tired of this show anyway. One more episode, this shit gotta go. But get that nigga out of here. I was like, goodness gracious. Anytime this nigga, it's like Frenchie be around that dude more than he be around that chick. They show scenes of him being around that dude more than that damn chick. And I have to, every time that nigga be near that dude, you already know what's about to happen. Skipping this motherfucker. I had to skip this shit. Skip all that fucking faggoty shit. And even the one with the nigga down multiplying a bunch of times. That nigga, goodness gracious, bro. This show is fucking retarded as fuck. I can't look, I mean, it's gay as fuck. I can't look at this shit, man. You got to skip a lot of this shit. Goodness gracious. You trying to watch a good action scene, but the action scene is homo as fuck. They want you to see another man's dingaling. That's what I'm trying to say. That's all they want you to do, see men dingalings, but never show no titties on the show. But anyway, I want to actually see what kind of what are they singing on this show? Eurovision. Let me see. Now, I don't want to see what the talent look like. I want to see what kind of talent Israel has. Hold on. What the hell is this? Oh, it's something else. What is this about? You are in Kentucky. Farmer catches helicopter dropping in line on a property. What the hell? Let's see. I ain't gonna play that shit. I'm gonna save it. I'll catch that shit later. Try to catch some videos of some rats singing. This is a day ago. I hope they don't give me no damn copyright. Fair use, fair use, fair use. I ain't reading all that stuff, but you seen the shit early when I popped it up. So anyway. Oh, that nigga suck. Anyway, get the fuck out of here. He ain't no Luther Vandross. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. You ain't no Luther Vandross, nigga. Shit, we ain't feeling that shit. And I don't want to hear no dude singing either. I want to hear a bitch sing. What is this about?
I gotta post something, Rocco. Just not creative on Wednesdays.
It's the third time Vienna has played host to the Eurovision Song Contest, but this year security is extra tight, with police officers from across Austria deployed in the capital.
Oh, this is something else. Anyway, get the fuck out of here.
On top of that, the foreign ministry of Israel itself, the government, deciding to spend millions of dollars on propaganda, on state propaganda in order to put...
Anyway, I don't want to hear no more about this. They cheat. Let's get to the next one.
It is not a good day for...
Yeah, that's a bad damn picture.
Violent settlers in the occupied West Bank. This is pretty awesome news, really great news for me today. The European Union finally approved sanctions against violent settlers in...
Hey man, that's that damn tree they're talking about in one of the videos. Heck yeah, it looked like that's that tree.
Occupied West Bank. Now, what this means, it might not seem like a big deal, but I'm going to explain why it is a big deal, at least to me, with family in the occupied West Bank, is any settler or settler organization that displaces Palestinians, terrorizes Palestinians, steals their land, and basically enables the ethnic cleansing and the settlement construction in the occupied West Bank. The European Union will freeze their assets, basically completely cut off all financial trade with those sanctioned settlers or settler organizations. So it's basically the very, very bare minimum that you could do, and it's finally being implemented now in the EU. I'm going to go ahead and share this here with you guys. So the reason this is such a big deal is during Biden's administration, who I hate, I think horrible administration. Regardless, though, during Biden's administration, there was executive orders previously where in the United States, if there was a settler in the West Bank that would terrorize or displace Palestinians, there was an executive order in the United States that we would go ahead and sanction them. During 2024, I was working with a team of lawyers to sanction violent settlers that were terrorizing my family in the West Bank, and we successfully got them sanctioned. It was the Yitzhar, it was settlers from the Yitzhar settlement next to my family's village. We successfully got them sanctioned. Trump comes in office, totally bought out, Zionist Trump comes in office. Day one, reverses the settler sanctions immediately. And the settlers that are terrorizing and murdering Palestinians, they got away with it. Finally now, the EU approved it because of the fact that Viktor Orban of Hungary was recently lost in the Hungary elections. After Viktor Orban was kicked out, the new guy didn't block the settler sanctions that Viktor Orban was blocking. So this is a post by a member of the EU, and he goes on and he says, actually, and I did want to read to you guys another one, but here it is. After months of deadlock, thanks to the change of government in Budapest, the EU decided today on a new additional sanctions against violent Israeli settlers and settler organizations, as well as against leading Hamas figures. On behalf of Belgium, I've been pleading for this at the European table for a very long time. These sanctions send a clear message. Extremism and violence carry consequences. The illegal settlements and the rise in settler violence against Palestinians are unacceptable and undermine any prospect of a two-state solution. At the same time, the EU sanctions leaders of Hamas responsible for the horrific attacks of October 7th. Hamas must be disarmed and excluded from any role in the future of Palestine. The two-state solution is the only path to lasting peace and security for Israelis and Palestinians alike. And this was Maxime Prévost, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs at the EU. So again, might not seem like much at all, and I understand, guys, it really isn't much. At the on the ground, how much does this actually do? It really doesn't do that much on the ground yet. But for me, I'm going to take this as a very, very big win, and I'm going to explain to you guys exactly why. Once Trump reversed those initial settler sanctions, I honestly was pretty damn hopeless, because the only law I had at my disposal to try to help my family from getting murdered and terrorized by settlers, that was the only thing. All I could do was work with lawyers to submit sanction proposals to the State Department, and then the State Department would decide whether or not they want to sanction them. That was the only thing I had, and I can actually show you guys the exact settler that I was able to get sanctioned with working with a team of lawyers that we submitted to the State Department. I have a photo of the exact guy because there's this one very viral photo of him. This is the exact settler during Biden's administration in 2024 that I was able to push the State Department with a team of lawyers. I was assisting. I want to say I can't take full credit for that. Dawn, amazing. Dawn, Democracy for the Arab World Now organization, submitted the sanctions package, and they successfully did it. And I was really helping them out, getting the evidence and all of that. This guy right over here, Yitzhak Falant, he was the one that we got sanctioned during in 2024. It's the guy on the left over here. He is the head of security at the settlement next to my family's village, and this is the guy that's really behind the pogroms, really behind basically inciting the settlers to come terrorize my family and all the other Palestinians in that village. And we submitted with a ton of evidence, just tons of video footage of him terrorizing Palestinians, pointing rifles, just crazy stuff, inciting the violence, supporting the violence, conducting himself in the violence, and we were able to get him sanctioned. Trump then reversed those sanctions when Trump took office, and since then, really all I've been doing is just talking about what's going on, but there weren't any laws that I could use, and I've been feeling honestly a bit hopeless about that. I've been focusing on other things like what's with my the work that I'm doing with the Gaza flotilla and everything else, but the West Bank is something that's so near and dear to my heart, so this was a massive win. And now finally, Yitzhak Falant, my eyes are back on you and the whole damn Yitzhar settlement. I'm going to make sure that it's a life goal of mine to one day watch a Palestinian flag get stuck up on that settlement. I swear to God, guys, I swear, that's a dream. That's the goal. So seeing that this was, that this finally happened, I already have a team of lawyers. I'm getting them together, and I'm like, let's submit settler sanctions. Let's submit these packages to the EU. We have to push this all the way. So here's something I'm super excited about too. This was just reported. This is a Times of Israel article, and this was on May 4th of 2026. It's May 11th, so this was just last week. The European Union and the Palestinian Authority announced a program to support Palestinians facing settler violence in the West Bank. 6 million euros. 6 million euros were invested in documenting attacks and providing protective presence and protective equipment to threatened villages. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And basically, and you guys know, as a Palestinian, every Palestinian will tell you, I hate the PA.
Alright, anyway. Watch the video if you want to watch it. There go the title, there go the channel. Let's get this last one.
Now, before we get too far and look at Thomas Massey's response to this, as you can see here, X has already added context to this post, saying the claims against Representative Massey are unverified with no public evidence or filed complaints, and West was employed by Representative Spartz, not Massey. Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and the internet is absolutely ablaze this afternoon as new bombshell allegations have come out against Thomas Massie, of all people. Yes, just 7 days before his primary against Ed Galrain and the billionaires from the AIPAC lobby, a woman has come forward with some pretty damning allegations of sexual misconduct against Massie. Now, guys, I'm going to try to take an unbiased, objective look at this. I have no idea what's true or what's not. I will say the allegations are not good, but at the same time, very, very suspicious timing of it all. But the reality is, if we look at the betting odds, have absolutely imploded, and Ed Galrain is now leading in this race. So that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Helps the channel. Follow us on Patreon. Grab some America First, America Only merch. Okay, we're going to jump into it. We're going to look at the allegations first. Thomas Massie has just put out a response to this as of a couple hours ago. We're going to look at that too, and we're going to break this down. We're also going to look at the, of course, immediate response by the MAGA shills jumping all over this with the exact same talking points. Like, we don't ever see this happen, you know, except for literally every single time a story breaks down. All right, so first things first, let's get to what the actual allegations are. So a woman named Cynthia West has come forward identifying herself as a former girlfriend of Thomas Massie, who pressured her into deviant sexual behavior and then bribed her with a whopping $5,000 to stay quiet.
In the course of filling out those documents, did you by any chance list Thomas Massie as a potential witness?
I did, yes.
How did he react to that?
Well, out of courtesy, when I started the process, I called him up to let him know. And he was very angry. And he said, you're just one person, that you can't make a difference, that you need to just walk away. And then he had $5,000 that he said that he would give me if I could just walk away. I didn't take it, though.
Did he offer you a check?
No, he has cash, so it's part of his cow money, right? It's his non-traceable money.
Okay, cow money, non-traceable cow money. I'm not sure what that means. All right, so here's the allegations again, right? This woman's come forward and said that she was dating Thomas Massie, and he tried to pressure her into some deviant acts. When she said no, he tried to bribe her to not talk about it, I guess, with $5,000, and then fired her from her congressional staffer job for not carrying these out. So obviously, if those allegations are true, that is not good. That does not look good. And I'm not saying they're not true, but I am saying it is a little bizarre to me that, again, Thomas Massie has been in Congress for 14 years, not a single peep allegation, nothing thrown against him for 14 straight years, and then just 7 days prior to an election against someone who's taken more money from the Israel lobby than any other congressional candidate. I believe he's taken another $4 million since we looked at this last week, and he was at $10 million then, so he's about $15 million from the AIPAC lobby. Again, doesn't mean that this didn't happen, just the timing of all this is, you know, kind of odd. Now, before we get too far and look at Thomas Massie's response to this, as you can see here, X has already added context to this post saying, the claims against Representative Massie are unverified with no public evidence or filed complaints, and West was employed by Representative Spartz, not Massie. So at the moment, there's absolutely no evidence of this. I don't believe she's provided any type of documentation whatsoever. It is pretty much just her word against his at the moment. Again, not to say it's not true, but it doesn't sound like a very evidence-based case so far. But let's see what Thomas Massie had to say about this in response. All right, so Thomas Massie said just 4 hours ago here, as he's addressed the allegations, saying, it's sad that a week before this election, people are making false and unsubstantiated allegations about me, an obvious attempt to influence the outcome of this election. All of the claims of inappropriate conduct are false. I have never offered anyone money in exchange for their silence. I report all of my farm income, including cash, to the IRS. There are no ethics claims filed against me, nor have there ever been any claims against me. In my 14 years of office, I have consulted legal counsel, and we will be considering all options. And to Massie's point, at the moment, it does kind of look and feel like this seems to be a pre-election hit job. And let's actually take a look at the betting odds on this. All right, so here is the betting odds for the Thomas Massie-Ed Galrain race. As you can see, this has now come to a 50% for Galrain, 49% to Thomas Massie. Dead heat.
Anyway, I was just curious about what that video is about. Yeah, that's all I got. Let me end it with this scripture here and sign out. Hopefully, it won't take 1 hour and a half or an hour long to post this video, because I had to get in contact with T-Mobile about this internet service, because I was like, goodness gracious. Anytime I'm uploading a video, okay, let's say I'm not even doing a video. I'm just be on the internet. I'm downloading a movie or a TV show. It moves pretty fast, and everything's running pretty smooth when I'm playing a video. But when I'm about to do the upload, and right now I'm on the other screen looking at something else online, seeing any updates on any TV shows or movies that have been released, and this page is moving super slow. Yeah, I'm still having issues. I'm pretty sure I'm still having issues with the I'm gonna have issues with the uploading part. But hopefully Get this shit fixed. I don't know. But anyway, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah. Let me zoom in. The Lord Yahweh Shema Shah shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, yea, using his prophets, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him who is coming after the working of Satan, with all power, signs, and lying wonders. And who that him that's coming after the working of Satan? Esau, even so-called white man, but he ain't white. He's red. He's a baby dick sucking Jewish fucking nigger. Amalek. Help. But hey, man, seek Yahweh Shema Shah. This devil's being exposed, and this devil's gonna wild out on you, Israelites. So whoever taking heed, you better daggone seek the Lord, man, right now, and try to repent and try to build a spiritual mental relationship with him, because you're gonna need all the protection needed from Yahweh Shema Shah. Yeah. But yeah, but seek the Lord by seeking his prophets and take heed what to say, and try to build a spiritual mental relationship with Yahweh Shema Shah. By praying Yahweh Shema Shah, praising Yahweh Shema Shah, worshiping Yahweh Shema Shah, fearing Yahweh Shema Shah, and repenting Yahweh Shema Shah. To all the men out there pushing this truth and nothing but the truth in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh Shema Shah, keep on preaching, keep on teaching, keep your faith and your trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shah, stay humble. And for you few sisters out there taking heed, keep your faith and trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shah. For you few sisters out there taking heed, keep your faith and trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shah. No, I said that twice. I lost my train of thought, and I did it again. But keep your faith and trust strong, Yahweh Shema Shah. Stay in order with your man. If you ain't got no man, stay in order, Yahweh Shema Shah. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Shalom.